humans are not meant to be constantly wired. When I read this in a book called Deep Work by Cal Newport, who I think I'm going to keep quoting as I make more videos because he completely changed my life. It just made me think that all these things that we see, how the world has changed and technology and all these cool things, is because we have the ability to think and create. And then what do we do with it? We keep refreshing our notifications. When we go to the washroom, we're always on our phone, and 20 minutes become 40 minutes, which becomes 60 minutes. And okay, let's not go there, that's private. And we're always scrolling so much that when you wait in the line to get coffee or when you wait for your friend at the restaurant, you're still on your phone instead of looking at everything around you and observing. And in fact, you know what? Most of the times reflecting, because only if you leave some time with yourself can you think and get to know yourself. But that rarely happens, right? And so today I'm going to talk about how life has been without notifications for 2 years. And if I had to just put it in one line, it's like if my brain was a hard disk, a lot of space has got freed up. As in, the thing when you're in clutter is that you don't even realize you're in it, and it's all around you and inside you unless you like get out of it. And that's what like I think about social media as well, right? Like ever since I left Instagram, I realized how much of my unnecessary brain energy went into it to get the perfect story, to make sure that the outfit I wore last weekend is not the same one this weekend, because people will think I don't have clothes. And the same people who will look at it for a second and judge and forget about it. So we just care too much about things that don't matter. And in that process, we have so much of potential to work on things that do matter. So, yeah. So, how has life been without notifications? For starters, focus. I mean, as humans, we only have a limited energy to focus. And in a day, there's only X amount of time that we all have the capability for to do deep tasks. Most of us are not even doing deep tasks. You know that time when you're on your laptop in your office doing work, or you're in college and studying, and then just for a minute you check your phone, or just for a second you hop onto a different tab and just start looking for something, or you read an article. All of that is depleting your focus. But the thing is, it's so normalized, right? That you will never even figure out that something is going wrong. It's like smoking. When you smoke and your friends are smokers, it's so normal because everyone's smoking. But that doesn't mean it's right, especially when science says it's wrong, and science says that endless scrolling and notifications are wrong. The second thing I noticed was it was difficult because every time there's a notification that pops in, there's dopamine that's released in your brain, and suddenly there was no dopamine coming in. So I kind of felt unhappy because dopamine is the happy hormone, and I just started feeling damn sad about it. I mean, imagine for half a decade, I had this life where every picture I upload would get hundreds or thousands of likes, and my DMs would be full. And some days, so many people would follow, and it was all so cool, right? Even though it didn't make me any money, or I could not make a living out of it, but it just felt so good. And then I realized that, okay, I was basically feeling really happy about things that did not mean anything in the actuality of life. I'm not sure if that's a word, but if it isn't, just understand my emotions. So yeah, the dopamine really hit me. Like that's the first thing I noticed. I just like slipped into feeling bad, and then that completely turned around, and that's where I come to the third thing, which is that I just figured out what all I messed up. I mean, to feel happy because of photos and to just waste so much time in things that don't matter was a big realization, because I thought it does, right? That's what we do. We go out, we click photos. We eat, we click photos. Whatever cool's happening, we document our life. How can you not click it? Not clicking it. I'm sorry, by the way, that there's noise. I just started on YouTube, so I haven't bought any equipment. I don't plan to for a while until all of you are subscribing and increasing and the reach of this channel. So yeah, about that. So yeah, that happened. The fourth thing that happened was also the most beautiful thing is that I got to know myself. And knowing yourself is not that you know what your favorite pizza topping is, taking out time for self-care, and doing all these things that Pinterest tells you to do, like X things that are self-care. And most of them are like getting in the tub and being on your phone and relaxing with a glass of wine. I'm sorry, that's not knowing yourself. Knowing yourself is being completely alone without distraction for at least 1.5 to 2 hours a day. And it's gonna suck. It's gonna be boring. And you will just question, what are you doing here? And your time's not flying. Not flying, sorry. It's not moving. Until you realize that, okay, this is what I'm thinking. And then start doing goal setting exercises. There's one by Tony Robbins where you just have to write about what is an ideal life for you. And that's what changed me, because when I wrote down my ideal life, my ideal day was far away from my present day. And the next thing I started working on was, how do I make my present day closer to my ideal day? So how do I bridge the gap between the two? And I also realized that even though I've always been that average student in class, average in college, not at all popular, opposite end of popular, I was really, really, really heavy. So whatever the opposite of it's unpopular. I was that unpopular kid. None of it mattered, because I knew there's something in me and I have to let it out. And for me, that was writing. For somebody else, it could be something extremely different, right? And that's where this topic of purpose comes in, which I'm not going to address in this video because that's a topic for a different video. So how has life been without notifications? I still know what my friends are up to. I still know what's happening around the world. The phone that I spent a lot of money on does not own me. I own it, as I rightly should. And what else has changed? I just feel happier, and my phone is not the centerpiece of my life. And a lot of people who say that it isn't, it usually is, because it's just cool to say that it isn't, right? But yeah, don't do this for somebody else, and don't do this because it's trending. And how meditation is suddenly trending, which is essentially a very ancient solution which is applied to modern day problems. It is not trending, it's how life has to be. That you take out at least 10 minutes a day for yourself. But anyway, yeah, get off notifications, just for my last point that I spoke about, just to get to know yourself, because there's this entire powerhouse of energy inside. And imagine you're not even going to tap into it as you flow through life, with your Mondays starting with work, Fridays ending with work, going out for beer, having a happy weekend. But then there's something inside, and don't let it go for waste. We're all here for a reason. So I hope you enjoyed this, and please like, comment and subscribe. And if you don't like the video, please give me feedback on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and I'm very open to it. And I'm just starting out, so be kind. Thank you.